Fun times going on currently in Doncaster, with, of course, now the revival of DSA, that's Doncaster Sheffield Airport, and the plans around that to create a aerospace manufacturing site on the basis of what happened to the advanced manufacturing site in Sheffield, which is doing great. This not only represents a huge investment into Doncaster. Doncaster gets a brand new, not only airport for people, but cargo as well, which would be a big boon for the area. But you also get new jobs, not only just at the airport, but now you're also going to be getting jobs in manufacturing in and around and the aerospace sector in and around the airport as well. Right? So, given that's happening, you have to ask the question, why is Doncaster Reform UK so upset that they would now decide they're going to have a no confidence vote in the Labour Mayor over this? Because as I keep on telling you, every single time this issue comes up, Reform UK do not want DSA to open. They have been very, very clear on that. They don't care. They want it closed. They don't want it open. They don't want all that investment. They don't want all those jobs. They don't want anything coming into Doncaster. Because then it might be seen as, oh, well, look, Labour's actually, doing something for Doncaster compared to Reform UK, who have, again, done absolutely nothing. Now, this motion of no confidence vote isn't going to remove Jones. All this is them basically playing political football to say, oh, look, we're trying to oust our Labour mayor. Isn't she a tyrant? Isn't she terrible? And yet, when these people on this Reform Council say, oh, but she won't work with us, does any wonder she's not going to work with you when repeatedly, multiple times, these Reform councillors have basically said they are out to get Jones? But anyway, let's go more on into this and what happened for this, because this is honestly just ridiculous. Reform UK playing political football over this. This was just a complete waste of time for the council. It was a complete waste of time of everything else, and members' time. And as one independent on the council put it, yeah, it was a complete waste of time. So, as always, before we do go on into this, please do remember to click on the like, share, and of course, do remember to leave a comment down below as well. And of course, don't forget to ring the bell. And of course, remember with the new YouTube algorithm and stuff with ad blocker and etc., it's even more important that you do click the like button or leave a comment down below. So thank you very much if you do help the channel that way. And of course, down below, there are links to my Patreon page. There's the Buy Me Coffee link where you can buy me coffee, the YouTube thank you button, and of course, as always, there is the YouTube membership down below as well. So, as always, thank you very much for all the support that you guys show. And on with this, off to the Doncaster Free Press covering this. So, Doncaster Council, outnumbered Labour can't save Mayor Jones or from the political football of the no confidence vote. The red of the Labour benches was now severely outnumbered by a coalition of supporting stripes of turquoise and blue, but they fought hard. It was a meaningless fight. The numbers, of course, against them meant they could never, of course, win, but the opposition captains were very ruthless, saying the people of Doncaster were hoodwinked back in May, opened Reform UK leader, Councillor Guy Aston. He said it was his motion with expressed now to the council have a no confidence vote in the Labour Mayor of Doncaster, Ros Jones. He accused Jones of misleading local voters when passenger flights would return to Doncaster Sheffield Airport. Who cares? The thing is, this is open, right? This is open. Flights will now return. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter when these flights and passenger flights are going to be available to people, because guess what? It's reopened now. And this guy feels hard done to, because as we've seen constantly over this period, these Reform people are completely sore losers when it comes to Doncaster. They are absolutely the most sour grape sore losers I have ever seen. Anyway, Ashton then claimed, without evidence, that Jones and Labour knew before the May 2025 local elections that these flights would not be possible next spring. So again, he's making a claim without evidence. This, of course, was drawn off a local LDR reporting service interview with the South Yorkshire Mayor Oliver Coppard, which he revealed the fact that passenger flights were not likely until 2028 had been known at least for a number of weeks. Sources close to the Mayor Jones do suggest that they found out at the start of August of 2025, but the damage had already been done. Aston then moved that council now has a no confidence now in the mayor, a motion which he acknowledged has very little statutory weight and cannot even remove the mayor from office, nor even curb her power. So it is just a sympathy motion based on an idea of a conspiracy theory which Reform Doncaster are pushing, that the only reason she won was to reopen DSA, and that she lied about the reopening dates of DSA, which they have no evidence to back it up. And that's the only reason that she won this election. Sour grapes. Absolute sour grapes. When councillors, of course, woke up on Friday morning, it was exactly as before. Labour councillors, of course, did their best to try and defend their long-serving team captain, but did score, of course, a good opening few shots. Councillor James Church opened with his speech with a sort of a sigh. He said, "I think we are now all tired of the political football the airport has become. You're completely wasting your time, wasting our time, wasting valuable officer time with a motion that will do nothing." The Deputy Mayor, Councillor Glenn Jones, then coined it a cheap political stunt. Seemingly over every other Labour member spoke now in Mayor Jones's defence, accusing them now of chasing now cheap headlines. But opposition attacks were, of course, very cynical, each with their own unique style. Councillor Jamie Cox, for the Conservative from Finningley Ward, spoke now with a very similar exasperation to Councillor Church, but her weariness was, of course, not directed to Jones, saying, "Mayor Jones has misled our residents time and time again," she said. "This town, of course, deserves the truth. Ross, everyone deserves the truth." Councillor Steve Cox, the Conservative group leader, did address the Labour benches with at least a brutish manner. He slammed the mayor for accusing his party and Reform for playing politics with Doncaster Sheffield Airport, saying, "We haven't been playing politics with it," he said, in a seemingly frustrated, a genuine frustration. Um, and instead said, if anyone has been playing with it, it was Labour. But here's the thing: Labour are basically saying, we are going to reopen DSA. We recognise the value that DSA can bring to the area. And the Conservatives were like, at that through all of this. Anyway, other contributions, of course, then followed with a small number of Reform UK councillors. Most of them, of course, did stay silent. Those who, of course, did not speak did not wield the same effectiveness as Cox nor even Aston. In the end, of course, the result shocked no one. The Chamber, of course, voted to support the motion at 38 to 14, with a couple now abstaining councillors. Yet now, with all the drama, the ire, the tired minds, as the debate now stretched into the evening, the Chamber now seemed distracted by dreams of aeroplanes and holidays to now sunny destinations. This morning, the people in Doncaster will, of course, still struggle with the cost of living, still struggle with their cars now bouncing into potholes, still deal with now the numerous issues now of everyday life. So after Labour, Reform UK, and the Tories argued for nearly an hour, who actually won? Well, the truth is, no one. This motion was brought up by Reform, and it wasted their time. So Reform UK, of course, filed the motion with no impact, which they knew would, of course, change nothing for the residents. The Tories then, of course, piled on. Labour at least did make an organised effort to try and speak for 5 minutes about each now of the importance, of course, of not wasting time. Viewers, of course, might argue that the most rational councillor group in the chamber who opted not to spend any seconds speaking on the motion were, of course, the independents, of which there is one, Councillor Mark Broadhurst, who said over WhatsApp, and one former councillor then told me that the local democracy reporting service, what a load of nonsense. So, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. This entire motion was nonsense. It was a complete waste of time. This does not help the people of Doncaster at all. They knew it was a pointless motion. It was done because ever since the May elections, they have had absolute sour grapes. The fact that they are not in charge. And they will continue to keep on acting like petulant children. And I'll tell you this now. How else do you think they might act if they were actually in charge? Because I'll tell you now, DSA would not reopen. DSA would not be reopening if they were in charge. Reform have made that very clear. So, as always, let me know what you think about all this. And of course, as always, we'll see you all next time.